Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. On this video, this Sunday afternoon, I thought we'd speak about Newcastle United's new CEO, Darren Eales. Now, out of the blue, Newcastle United announced this one on Friday night. I've had a nice little weekend away in Blackpool there, so I've been busy enjoying myself. Sunday afternoon now, bringing you an update on this news. Had a good research on him on the travel back from Blackpool, letting everyone know exactly who he is and what he will bring to Newcastle United Football Club. Now the new Newcastle United under PIF are actually putting football and people in footballing places. Madness, eh? Who would have thought? What a good idea that is. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Having people know what they're going to do. The days of completely winging it seem to be over for this club. You know, Mike Ashley had Lee Charnley in charge, just one little boy bloke, clueless, not knowing what he was going to do, with his iPhone 7 that clearly had no data on it, no Wi-Fi connection, broken, useless, covered in dust, no point in it. So, I mean, pointless, useless people were in charge of very important positions in this club over the last few years under Ashley's tenure. I mean, it's like having a lollipop lady as a pilot. I mean, you're not going to trust DeAndre down the road to fly your British Airways flight to the Caribbean, are you? So, or anywhere else you want to go, Jet2, Benidorm, whatever. You know what I mean? You're not going to trust them. But now, you would trust a proper pilot. What I'm trying to say is that we're actually getting official, proper people in the right places. And Darren Eales, what an appointment this is. Like I say, completely out of the blue. Now he is the CEO of Newcastle. So, Newcastle United's new structure now looks like this. Sporting director has been appointed this summer, Dan Ashrath. His duties involve sorting the club from the ground up, the academy, the youth setup, the women's game, transfer activities, transfer business with the men's team, all of that sort of stuff. There's a video on Dan Ashrath on the channel if you want to check that out. Next up in that pyramid is CEO Darren Eales. His job is essentially to make Newcastle as big as possible and as rich as possible. He's like the marketing genius. We'll get into his stuff that he did at Atlanta over in America, which has got him this role, got him this job. But he is essentially a marketing genius. He gets all the sponsorship deals in. He sorts out how you look in the business side of things. It's all about business for him. It's all about money. It's all about advertisement. It's all about making you a big profile, making you a big club. More of that in a second though. Sporting directors, like Amanda Stavely, Miada Gadassi, Jamie Rubin, they're on board, they're our board of directors, and then above them is the chairman, Yasser Al-Ramian. So that is how Newcastle's structure looks now. So like I say, proper football and people in proper places, sorting out the positions of the club, so you've actually got a proper structure, an organisation of a football club, of a business, essentially, how it should have been. It is absolutely mental how Newcastle's run under Mike Ashley, just him, Charnley, Barbara, Derek, nobody's doing nothing. Anyways, we're not going to focus on the past, present, looking towards the future. What can Darren Eales bring to Newcastle United? Well, some brilliant things about Darren Eales is that he's very fan orientated. He loves to listen to the supporters. So for example, at Atlanta, which is a club that he built up from scratch, in 2014 he was appointed there to literally do everything. He thought of the crest, the name, the kit, everything. With Mercedes-Benz as well, he got the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so he got the naming rights to that stadium, a massive sponsorship deal, and he took Atlanta from nothing. They weren't even an American club in the lower divisions. He completely invented them. He was appointed as their CEO to do that. He brought them from scratch, from nothing, from the ground up. He listened to supporters. He got involved in focus groups with fans about what they like. He even listened to supporters of what kind of beer they wanted in the football stadium, what kind of coffee they wanted around the stadium, and he's been known to have a beer with supporters before the game, meet supporters before games throughout the season. He continuously does that. He likes to be in with the supporters to know what they want and what they like. That is amazing. And like I said, he built Atlanta up from nothing. They are in the top 10 attendances in world football. For an American side to be in the top 10 attendances in world football is unbelievable, considering the club didn't exist 10 years ago. That's insane. You know what I mean? They've got a 70,000 capacity stadium in Atlanta, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but it normally hosts around 50,000, but there is 4 or 5 games a season that it does reach 70,000. Because a lot of the things I've kind of touched on there is what you're going to have to do at Newcastle. Expect him to get in touch with fan groups, listen to what we want to hear, how can we improve things, what do they want to see. Expect him to sort out a naming rights for the stadium maybe in the future, whether that be the new one or the extension or whatever. He will be on that commercial side of things. This is how Newcastle are going to become massive, Darren Eales, because his job is going to be how do we get around the FFP, how do we get these budgets in, these revenues in, these sponsorships in to take us to the next level. Because the likes of Man City with Etihad and whatnot, even Arsenal with Emirates, their stadium rights, their shirt deals. We've already seen it with Noon, the new sleeve sponsor, $7.5 million a year just for a sleeve sponsor, which is bigger than what Fun 88 currently pay. This is how things are going to happen. It's next season, next summer, when you're going to really see what Darren Eales has been doing for the next 12 months, because like I say, will we see stadium rate naming deals? We'll definitely see a new sponsor, bigger sponsors, bigger ways of getting more companies involved, lifting Newcastle up. You'll see Newcastle probably go to America or somewhere like that on pre-season tour next year, Australia or even maybe. Build us as a global brand is essentially Darren Eales' job. Build us as a global brand, reach out to wider markets, get more eyes on Newcastle United, get more money into Newcastle United so we can become more successful. Let's have a quick look now at the statement that Newcastle released on Friday night announcing Darren Eales is the club's new Chief Executive Officer, CEO in brackets obviously. He was the President and the Chief Executive at Atalanta since 2014, as I said, when he founded them, and he's built the franchise of Atalanta. He's built them, like I said, from the ground up. He does set the records for having the highest ever attendance in MLS, created the most valuable squad, generated the largest profits, and won multiple trophies, including the MLS Cup in 2018, the US Open Cup in 2019, and the Campeones Cup in 2019 as well. Obviously knows Miggy Almiron from his Atalanta days as well, Darren Eales, and he spoke well of Newcastle before on the likes of TalkSport, which not only has he worked with the likes of Miguel Almiron in the past, but he has also worked with Dan Ashworth. Back in the day, he worked with Dan Ashworth very closely at West Bromwich Albion between 2006 and 2010. He said the other day about Newcastle is that it is a giant club and city, heartbeat of its community is what he said. Every time I visit St James's Park, I've been overwhelmed by the passion of the fans. An amazing club with rich heritage, and he's delighted to be joining for this new chapter in its long history. He's been to Newcastle before, he gets it. He already knows about the history. He's a very smart bloke. He gets the history, he gets the identity of the club, because that was what he did at Atlanta. He had to build an identity there. There's already an amazing one here for him with the Geordies. He knows how passionate we are. It's just so good to see people in these places, in these positions, that understand football, that understand fans, that understand how the game works. And this appointment is actually unreal. Honestly, it's going to do bits for us this going forward. Like I say, in marketing us going forward as a brand, as a club, because that's essentially what we need to be. You know what I mean? That's what Manchester United were for so long. That's how they were so successful, built all this fan base across the world, because they were winning trophies. It doesn't happen by accident. There's people behind the scenes like Darren Eales who does jobs that go unnoticed from the everyday fan, obviously, but it's building blocks, it's foundations, and it's getting there, it's doing the right steps. So when he was at West Brom, he was the legal director and club secretary. He left them to go to Tottenham Hotspur in 2010 to become director of football administration. But then in 2014, he was approached by the newly awarded franchise Atlanta United FC. He became president then, led the club through its inaugural season in 2017, then went on to win the likes of all those MLS Cups I listed before. Now Eales comes here with a massive reputation. He has been named in the MLS Executive of the Year on 2 occasions. He was also named World Football Summit Executive of the Year 2019. So that's the big thing. Obviously people might frown upon the MLS and the quality of that league and whatnot, but you can't go underestimating what he has achieved over there, and then there winning it at the World Football Summit speaks volumes. PIF quickly released a statement as well on this. The club's investment group were delighted to announce Darren Eales as the new CEO. He's an exceptional leader and a great fit for Newcastle United. We have conducted an exhaustive recruitment process to ensure we identified and secured the right individual for the CEO position, and we are very confident we have found that person in Darren. He has a deep understanding of the football industry and what it takes to achieve growth and success, and he will be a key member of the club's leadership team as we look to deliver on the club's potential on and off the pitch. So, big job there for Darren Eales. A lot of work to be done on and off the pitch to get Newcastle to the heights of which PIF and Amanda Staveley want us to be, which he said was to win the Premier League in 5 to 10 years. Obviously closer to 10 years, you'd assume at least a trophy hopefully within the first 5 years would be amazing. But Eales, like I've said throughout this video, business, it's all about business for Eales. It's all about building Newcastle as a brand. How can we be seen more? How can we make more money? How can we become more successful? Sponsorship deals, revenue streams, those big players, get success on the pitch and just continue to grow. And that's what Darren Eales will be doing. Very business minded, very clever in the marketing department, and look at, he's literally built a football club from scratch in the MLS, and you cannot knock their success and their attendances and everything else. Amazing. Quality appointment. Saw the video with how, you know, we're getting football people in football places, and this is just unreal, like for me, because this has been neglected for so long. We have just been turned a blind eye to. It's a joke how we were ran as a Premier League / Championship club under Mike Ashley, because of a couple of relegations as well. Actually putting a proper structure in place of directors, CEOs, sporting directors. Modern day football, that's the way it is, and that's how we become successful. So I'm delighted with Darren Eales. Really exciting future ahead for him and for Newcastle, hopefully. Let me know what you think of Darren Eales in the comment below, or just Newcastle in general. Obviously this video is hopefully giving you a bit more insight on Darren Eales, so you might not know much about him. But the main thing is, doesn't it feel good to finally be sorting out a proper football club and becoming professional? Mad. How are we not being professional for this long? But now we're on the right tracks, thanks to PIF and the NFTV and everyone else that's involved. Smash that like button please guys, subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV, and I'll see you on the next one.